That rims out. Aldep keeping it alive. Another and one para kay Aldep.
Lucido, no look pass inside. Season completing the play for Makabagong San Juan.
Straight three-pointers for the best player of the game in game number 1.
A little bit of panic, but then again, only have one ball.
The Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors!
Maybe even enough time for a one-dribble pull-up here as that Kaloy has done. For the win! Joko Kaloy! Making up for that free throw miss earlier and will send the San Pedro Spartans to the national finals. What a shot!
A warm welcome everyone and good evening. Welcome to Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino here at University of Perpetual Help Altus. It's the Game 2 of 16 Under National Finals featuring Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors and San Pedro Spartans. Now let's carry on the starters. First, from Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. Starting guard number 7, Dwayne Nonato. At center, number 9, Denver Season. At forward, number 18, Sean Lucido. Power forward, number 19, Mark San Benaventura. And also at guard, number 32, that babyface, Wally Paras. Head coach for Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors is Brett Viroma, assisted by Ricky Alcantara. Team manager Peter Nag and team owner the Rain Man, Ren Ritwalo. And now introducing the starters from the South Division champions, San Pedro Spartans. At guard, number 0, Carl Sonko. One guard, number 3, the mighty kid, Alexi Kakraba. And at center, number 9, the Tower Spartan, Raymond Altem. power forward, the rating 16 on third division, most valuable player, King Spartan number 13, Joseph Haloy. And at small forward, the strength and the power, number 22, Miko Abelyar. Head coach for San Pedro Spartans is Teddy Polinga. His assistants are James Solentino, Chico Tan, and Goy Pagares. Team manager Jan Versosa and team owner Michelle Versosa. Both teams on the center court for the sportsmanship handshake.
We continue with today's history-making game day with another championship series. San Pedro, who barely squeaked in that previous game yesterday, winning 103-100, will try to finish this series off against Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. I'm Mendihar, kasama Coach Noy Africa. Bring your reaction live from the University of Perpetual Health here in Las Piñas. And Coach Noy, just a reminder na nag-overtime itong larong to just yesterday.
Well, I think I haven't had an overtime game in so long, and I wouldn't mind having one here. But of course, if you're a San Juan, it's only just one game. You have the opportunity to force a game 3, and if you're San Pedro, it's just one game. It's one thing to open the series with a win. It's another thing to actually close out a team as strong as San Juan.
Of course, that game yesterday, both teams over the century mark, 103-100 nga, and kind of went down to free throws.
Yeah, that's right. And at the end of the game, both teams were actually just exchanging free throws already. I think there was just one or two field goals made in that fourth quarter. So you can see here the numbers: 48% from the field for San Pedro, 42% for Makabagong San Juan. Rebounds almost even. Assist numbers: 23 for Makabagong San Juan, 16 for San Pedro. Turnovers: 15-13. If you look at the numbers, you're not going to see the full story there because it was really just a close match. And in the end, it was really decided by just breaks of the game.
kalapit itong parehong koponan na to. And maybe we learn more about both these teams as we have a celebrity with us, Coach Noy. Of course, Daphne Cristobal will help in patrolling the sidelines. Kumusta ka, Daph?
All goods, Jaime and Coach Noy, pero hindi po ako celebrity. But for our game yesterday, para dito sa 1600 division, indeed overtime, pero ang maganda pa dito, on their back para sa koponan ng San Juan is Rob Celis. We do know na up to this day, yung mga teammates na pati yung coaches, they do acknowledge how heartbreaking it is na up to this day, in recovery pa nga rin in that shoulder injury for Rob Celis. But let's see if they could extend this into game number 3, especially with the heart provided by San Pedro last night. Back you guys.
Dahil yan na nga ang tanong ni Daphne Cristobal, wag na nating patagalin pa. Let's head over to Gio Cruz to introduce our starting five. We're about to tip
We
off
are
for
going
this,
to begin.
We're going to witness the battle of the champions. Will San Pedro Spartans and the City Destroy.
Look at our Doray team starters dito para sa San Pedro Spartans and San Juan. This is game number 2 of their national championship sa ating 1600 division. The Spartans will begin this ball game with Gakrama, Songko, Abelyar, Calooy, and Aldeb para naman sa Mighty Warriors. Nonato, Paras, Lucido, San Buenaventura, and Season to round out their 5. San Juan certainly would want to bounce back the tough overtime loss against the San Pedro Spartans and try to be that first team to stretch this to a game number 3. We certainly have had one championship awarded already. Congratulations once again to the Piñas Takjel in that 14 under. We just finished prior to this one. So certainly San Pedro getting some extra motivation seeing that awarding ceremony kanina. And San Juan would want to avoid and might kind of delay that celebration and make it one for themselves.
Well, if you're San Juan, even though you lost game 1, you only lost by 3 points. You lost that game in overtime. You know that you've had multiple chances to actually be the one on top. So, you know, for the team, just you don't really need to make major adjustments. You just have to play your game. At some point in time, the coaches can only do so much. So eventually, it's really just going to boil down to the players letting their games do the talking on the floor.
Tip off, it would be San Juan securing first possession. And as reported nga by Daphne, although not yet on the floor, Rob Celis back in action here para sa Makabagong San Juan.
Well, but eventually this game will come down to 2 players, a marquee matchup between Joko Calooy and Sean Lucido, easily the top 2 players for both teams. Calooy averaging 21 points, about 7 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, while Sean Lucido 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists per game. So almost canceling each other out. So it's really up to the other guys who's gonna step up and help these 2 big guns.
Lucido will miss on that pull-up. Abelyar corrals the board.
And also one of those players that's really very underrated in this San Pedro squad, aside from, of course, Gakrama, who finished with the double-double yesterday. He is a guard, and he finished with the double-double, 21 and 11. It's this guy, Miko Abelyar. He's been very consistent all season long for Coach Teddy Polinga. Whenever they needed the points, he provides it. He plays very excellent, tough perimeter defense. And yesterday, he did finish with 16.7 rebounds and 3 assists.
And as with several players now we've seen here in season number 2, Coach Noy, we've seen the development of Miko Abelyar from season number 1 up to today. He still has kind of that workhorse attitude na talagang is able to battle his way inside, really using his strength and yung kanyang size despite being undersized for his position. Pero dito parang nagkakaroon na rin siya ng outside shot.
That's right, and he has learned also to be able to pick his spots in the offense, and having a guy like Joko Calooy, you just, you know, try to fill in the gaps of what Joko Calooy cannot do.
Abelyar, right on cue. Ito naman ang gusto natin ng mga players. Every time we speak superlatives about them, they immediately respond as if they know that we are talking about them.
Okay, let's try to pick someone from the side of San Juan then. Mark San Buenaventura has been one of the consistent performers for them all season long. He's averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds, but in game 1 he only finished with 1 point and 3 rebounds. Definitely for the side of Coach Brittany Roma, this is a guy he wants to produce. Easily can produce a double-double at any point of the game.
Trying to make up, no? Medyo marami-raming iutang kung si San Buenaventura. And that performance from game number 1. This Lucido will be fouled. Let's see if 2 shots will be given. It appears to be yes.
Very impressive player as he was driving to the paint. He didn't really had control of the basketball as he was trying to perform a spin, but he's still able to get that shot up and actually get a trip at the free throw line.
We did mention during the pregame that the free throws are one of the main factors, if not the main factor, especially at the tail end of that ball game. Talagang sagutan ng free throws parehong koponan, so you certainly would want to make that a premium in this game number 2.
If I'm not mistaken, at least in the last 3 minutes, I think the only field goal made was by Aldep on a putback.
Scatram able to escape and he will get the roll.
I mean, we haven't talked about Joko Caloo yet, and everyone just chipping in so far for San Pedro.
They're up by 5, 6-1. Monato, kick out, Lucido. Tries for 3, that's off. Aldep will get the board.
It's very loud in here in the venue, and really doing a good job distracting the San Juan offense is the San Pedro crowd.
Sapeliar puts San Juan up. That's not gonna go. Aldep though. Still no go on the second try. It's steady. Asking for them to go down on defense. Lucido once more. Reset to Nonato. Back to Lucido. Wide open this time. And knocks it down.
This time knew that he had a lot of time. Got his feet set and just pulled up for that 3.
Sean Lucido certainly the primary gunner para dito sa Makabagong San Juan, and especially with the absence of Rob Celes, or at least not 100% nga if he would be made available in this contest. Certainly yung load na yan, yung offensive load na yan would really fall on the hands of Sean Lucido.
Right, and everyone just needs to chip in. Actually, also for San Juan, if you look at the stats in that game 1, the usual guys who actually delivered, Nonato had 14, Colabot with 19, and Denver Season actually had an amazing game, finishing with 31 points and 13 rebounds, and he's only averaging 10 points per game.
Imagine having that game, no? And hindi lang nagkabit-kabit yung mga players that you would usually be able to rely on dito para sa Makabagong San Juan, but nevertheless, they just lost by 3.
And, it's not only those missed free throws, but also, those defensive possessions where you gave up an easy basket. Those are the things that that will make you lose lead.
Foul from behind coming from Carl Sonko. That will be team foul number 3.
Right now, also for these players, this is part of their growing up process. How do they handle nerve-wracking situation like a game 2 of the national finals of the junior MPBL?
Young, the careers na meron itong mga players na to, getting exposed to these types of environments and pressure, a lot at stake, certainly would only help in the development of these kids. As Nonato able to hit on another 3 back-to-back threes para sa Makabagong San Juan. They take the lead 76. Lumbre unable to score in that penetration. Lucido now against 2 defenders, will be fouled and heads back to the line.
And if you're San Pedro, actually, this is what you want to see from Sean Lucido. Expend as much energy as he can early. Hope that eventually all the number of games that they've played in the past week will begin to pile up and he will start feeling it. He did play, I believe, 40 minutes last night. So I expect him to at least feel that fatigue sooner or later.
Pero kung sinasabi din natin yan minsan sa team ni Coach Job, which we will be seeing immediately after this contest to try and also secure their national championship, leading that series 1-0. Na minsan hindi lang back-to-back days, but you know, several games in one day.
Well, actually, nung sinasabi ko yung whole bit na yun, parang dahan-dahan hindi ako naniniwala sa sarili ko because these kids have shown the resilience and just showing the endurance and the conditioning that they have.
Season coming up with his own miss. But nice block there from Joko Kaloy. Though he is down, holding on to his left ankle, it appears. It was he did get that layup for his first two of the contest, that previous play. Walking gingerly on that left foot.
These are things that you cannot predict. Injuries can easily just become a factor there, but I believe that was off the block, stepping on his own teammate.
Very unfortunate, but hopefully one of those that napapagpag lang or maybe iti-tape lang ulit. Certainly Joseph Kaloy. I mean, I hate to sound obvious, but that would be a huge loss para dito sa Spartans if he won't be available for the rest of the contest.
Well, I'm pretty sure if there's any chance that he can play on those hurt ankles, he's gonna play, but Miko Abellar quickly showing that I can take on that scoring role.
Scoring role baka mo. Sean Lucido with his second three-pointer of this ball game.
When you see that ball going inside the basket and see that it's Sean Lucido, parang, okay, it's Sean Lucido, it's supposed to go in.
Rama unable to answer. Just one and done para sa Spartans. Kulabot now in para sa San Juan. He gets the ball back, give and go. Shot too strong, but there to clean it up is Denver Season.
That's what I like about Denver Season. He may be a tall player. He doesn't really look that athletic, but he just keeps on working.
Keeping on working is Miko Abellar, battling his way inside. Specialty of the house para kay Miko Abellar.
That's already, I believe, 10 points for Miko Abellar.
Defensive rebound to Labot. Couldn't get the roll. Rebound battle, Aldep looking to save it. Lumbre ran out of real estate.
And when Lumbre was trying to save that basketball, I was starting to pray for my life because I thought he was gonna run into our table.
Lumbre though is one kid that could also explode at any time here para sa Spartans. Especially if Joseph Kaloy will have to take a seat for an extended amount of time. As Roma joins the scoring party. 4 3-pointers now para sa Makabagong San Juan.
That's the kind of shot you want San Juan to be taking. If those threes are being given to you, they're open. Just let that ball fly.
Rama goes behind the back. Dipsy do. That rattles out.
And right now it seems like the Krama also trying to take on the responsibility, but he needs to get that off the flow of the offense.
Denver Season, another offensive rebound. 2 more points para kay Denver Season. Again, we spoke about Coach Noy players na you don't have to draw up anything para sa kanila. And Denver Season, I would easily guess half of the points that he had yesterday was via that type of basket.
That is right, and already with 4 points in the game, you think that is impressive. He already has 7 rebounds, and we've only played about 7.5 minutes in the first quarter.
One rebound per minute.
1 rebound per minute, not so bad.
Casual.
Make him play 40 minutes, he gets 40. Why not?
Alright. Sir, I'm pretty sure that would be a Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL record. Easily. Meanwhile, let's head over to Daphne for a fourth. Daphne?
Unfortunately, Season season MVP in the under-16, itong si Joko Kaloy, had a bad landing earlier in trying to rebound. But as per the medical team, they just tried to tighten itong kanyang minor left sprain ankle injury. So they tightened the shoelace, and for Joko, he still wants to go back to the game. For the coaches naman, they still need to assess. Titignan muna kung kakayanin talaga this. Of course, they don't want to risk itong mangyayari for Joko. But definitely, nakakuha naman sila ng green light na makakabalik itong si Joko. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Daphne Cristobal, for sharing that status para nga dito kay Joko Kalooy. We were wondering if, how severe that injury was. And while Joko certainly would want to play again or be back into this ball game, I'm sure yung kanilang medical staff and even their coaches would want to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, of course, the coaches will always err towards the side of the benefit of the players in the long run. But if you ask Joko Kaloy, if he can stand, if he can run, he's going to be back on the floor. The one thing going for him, his build is very, slight. So, he doesn't have to carry that much weight. But, when things goes from push to shove, these players will always choose to play.
Spartans down by 6 after JD Mac. Alcones able to hit on that jumper.
It's actually nice to see Kiefer Panganiban back in action for the San Pedro Spartans. He could just about be the spark that they need if Joseph Kaloy won't be able to return.
Salumbre can hit on that fast break, and Kiefer Panganiban got that offensive rebound and will head to the line for 2.
Kiefer Panganiban, really one of the headiest players for San Pedro, can do everything on the floor. He's a very good court general, also plays good defense to be the leader that they need on the floor.
He was that leader para sa kanila in season number 1, of course, playing for their 14 under team. It's really no surprise that he was also able to crack itong kanilang 16 under roster. The way that, like you said, heady itong si Kiefer Panganiban, that IQ that he displays. Not the most explosive, but certainly knows where and when to attack.
And you feel also that whenever he's playing, his head is always in the game. He does the right plays, he does the right things on the floor.
Nato gets it to Tulabot. Challenges Alcones. Tulabot. That explosion in the previous series, game number 1 performance, I'm sure gusto niyang higitan pa.
Really not the tallest of players, but very comfortable operating inside the paint is Chester Tulabot. He used to play for Pampanga in season 1.
Was quite a weapon para sa Pampanga Junior Giant Lanterns in that inaugural season. Look at the hustle coming from Abiera, trying to keep that ball alive.
It seems like the players of San Pedro like diving around our vicinity, and this is a game 2. San Pedro looking to close it out.
This is the type of effort that you'd like to see para dito nga sa Spartans. As Vitog says, we want another game.
And looks like San Juan doesn't want any close game, so they're really taking advantage of the opportunity. Calooy not on the floor for San Pedro.
Panganiban scores on another. His team still down by 6, 24-18. About a 2-second shot clock, game clock difference. Nato, hounded by Panganiban. Able to elude 2 defenders. Kick out. Reroma is wide open for 3. That's too strong. Tracks down his own miss. Goes to Lucido for 3. Ayaw pa din. So 3 seconds remaining. Panganiban knows it. Turns around. This will count if it goes. Almost beating the buzzer. And the San Pedro Spartans will trail by 6. Joko Kalooy having that ankle sprain in an earlier play here in the quarter. So take a look at some highlights. Outside shooting here para sa Makabagong San Juan has been a premium. 4 out of 8 from beyond the arc so far. San Pedro still looking for their first 3. Denver Season picking up where he left off in that game number 1 loss. So they try to stretch this to a game number 3 at the end of the first. It's 24-18 in favor of San Juan.
pa rin po kayo ng Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Game number 2, San Juan kontra San Pedro. Let's talk about itong ating UAAP Season 86 na season MVP rather, Sean Lucido. Earlier when I spoke to him, he discussed about his team kung saan nag-lack daw sila ng puso in playing against San Pedro because going up against San Pedro, they felt how eager and hungry they were to secure game number 1. So this time, game number 2, hopefully sila nga daw makukuha nito. He also mentioned that supposedly last December 21, uuwi na siya ng Legazpi Albay, but unfortunately because of our game schedules, of course, he needed to adjust and rebook. Kaya by tomorrow daw siya uuwi ng Legazpi Albay to spend time with his family. And as early as December 26, babalik na daw siya agad dito sa Manila. That's all for now. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat muli, Daphne Cristobal at Sean Lucido. That bit of sacrifice yung kailangan niya nga gawin para dito sa Makabagong San Juan. And if ikaw naman yung Mighty Warriors, maraming salamat for making yourself available.
And then also for the Mighty Warriors, of course, you know, they lost the game, breaks of the game lang. So, you know, that he can compete with San Pedro and they could have easily won game 1 and could be looking for the sweep right here. But this is the cards that they are dealt. And they have no choice but to deal with it.
Roma overshoots.
Also going back to itong si Sean Lucido nga. I was supposed to go home already on the 21st. It's the same thing with me. I was gonna go home on the 21st. But even ngayon na 23rd, uuwi pa rin naman ako.
Uuwi pa rin naman. So, as JD Macalcones knocks down the 3-pointer. Sweet looking stroke for the big man to cut the lead down to 5. Almost coming up with a steal. Great activity shown here by JD Mac.
As you see, Joe Caloy checking back into the ball game.
See how that ankle will fare. Pero tulad nga ng binanggit mo, Coach Noy, he's not the type naman that, I wouldn't say he's not explosive, but I would also say na wala rin naman sayang in terms of the moves nito ni Joko Caloy. As he will be fouled by Nonato and he knows it immediately. Pangihinayang kaagad sa mukha ni Nonato. And you already know na malamig itong si Joko Caloy. And free throws is the last thing na gusto mong ibigay dito kay Joko.
And you give him the opportunity to find his rhythm from the free throw stripe. And with just the way he moved on that sequence, you can see that he can play through the pain.
Missing on the first though. Still a couple more coming his way. 8:33 still remaining here in our first half of action. Making up on the second. Lead is down to 4. Make that 3. 26-23 as Joko Caloy goes 2 out of 3 from the line. Spartan crowd chanting defense. Denver season. So 10 to work with. Tulabot against Aldep. Turn around. Tough angle.
It felt like he made that shot more difficult than he should have.
And how about that shot by Lumbre? Did he make it more difficult than it should have?
Having to go against Vitog on that shot, but no hesitation, just goes straight in.
As the lead is down to just 1, 26-25. The Spartans on this 7-0 run behind that Lumbre. The layup against Vitog. We have this Nature Spring timeout. .05 remaining dito sa ating second quarter, 26-25. Abante pa rin ng San Juan, but the Spartans have outscored the Mighty Warriors here in the second quarter, 8-2. Try and address that early lead para dito sa Makabagong San Juan, who is trailing in the series 1-0. So you like how even without Joko Kaloy on the floor, the Spartans still able to find a way to kind of keep a step against the Mighty Warriors.
And so far, they have opened the second quarter with a 7-2 run, and they've managed to cut the lead down to just 1 point.
Behind the sky play para kay Tulabot, brings it down and will be fouled by Aldep.
Tulabot probably thinking that he should have done that the first time around when he wasn't able to catch that alley-oop pass cleanly. But nevertheless, he will move to the free throw line for 2.
Tulabot scored 19 yesterday. Knocks down the first. Good size crowd we have here sa University of Perpetual here in Las Piñas.
And pretty evenly distributed between the San Juan and the San Pedro fans.
So may battle on the court and even on the stands. Lead back to 3, 28-25. Kakrama. And the pick from Aldep. Shot clock is down to 5. Alcones gets the ball stolen away by San Buenaventura. Tulabot taps it to Santos for 2.
That time Tulabot able to gain control of the basketball just in time.
After that 7-0 run para sa Spartans, 4-0 naman ang isasagot dito ng Makabagong San Juan. Alooy, straight away 3. Too strong. Long rebound. It will go to Lucido. You won't win a foot race against Sean Lucido.
Even with Lucido with the basketball, still just really very quick.
Lead back up to 7. After that timeout, the Pitre Roma's crew able to recover.
Just a great time out there for San Juan as they weathered the storm and currently have a 7-point advantage.
Look at that pass to Labo to Season. 8-0 run para sa Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors to hike their lead up to 9. 34-25. Take another look at that play. You thought Tulabot will finish it? Nope. Denver Season will give them the 2. With 6:29 remaining dito sa ating second, we have another Nature Spring timeout. (34-25), Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors now up by 9, their biggest lead so far in this ball game. And what was work for them dito, Coach Noy, after that timeout earlier by Coach Britt, kung saan nakalapit nga itong San Pedro by just 1 point, sila bigla umalagwa muli.
They've been able to get out in transition, and also, you know, they've caught the San Pedro defense sleeping, not having a guy guarding the short corners where Tulabot has been making a living so far for San Juan.
Ambilyar back in the ball game. Again, pounds his way inside. Nico Ambilyar. There's an epitome of pound for pound. You can't go wrong by tagging itong si Nico Ambilyar in any pound for pound fitness foul counted moves.
I mean, he goes into the body of the much bigger Denver Season, and right after the basket, yung expression niya ng mukha ngayon, ganyan na ganyan yung expression niya after that basket went in.
Couldn't complete the 3-point play though. That's the lead to 7. Tulabot against Calooy. Go cross court to the corner. Santos to the lane, blocked by Aldep. Nice tap from Tulabot to San Buenaventura for the finish.
So Tulabot has been making some great plays here, tipping the ball to his teammate. earlier off an alley-oop, deciding to drop it off to Season.
Aldep, a bit too deep, blocked by Lucido. Abellar once again fishes for the foul, heads to the line for a couple.
I think sometimes Miko Abellar seems to forget that he is not a big man, but he's very comfortable going after the bigs of San Juan. This time gets a foul from Mark San Buenaventura.
Villar so far 8 points to go with 3 rebounds. Missing on the first.
And he just gives that facet to the offense of San Pedro to have that small, quote-unquote, small physical finisher.
Parang tank build no?
Parang mini tank. But still just the same, very effective.
Lumbre trying to hound Lucido. Blows by him, hangs in the air, couldn't finish. Season taps it in.
Season continuing to make a living, just cleaning up the mistakes of his teammate.
Lead up to 10, 38 to 28. Abellar will drag that foot and will be called for steps.
But like too much of a slow drag and happened in front of the referees. Could see that pivot move, just a pivot foot move.
Santos sidestepping his way through for 2.
Thought he was gonna try and finish with the right hand still, but the defense of Aldep was right there, so decided to finish with the left.
Lead up to 12. Alooy goes to Aldep. Finally will finish. Been trying to go to that pick and roll to Aldep. Was fouled a couple of times, but you like the resilience nito ni Aldep.
Just continue to execute of that pick and roll. Just keep on rolling. Eventually, the defense will have to react to the ball handler, and it's really just up to the ball handler. If they're teaching them, forget about your height. It's just a number, because this time it's Lumbre able to get an offensive rebound.
I still remember this kid in that play prior, the Joko Calooy game winner. He was actually the one that challenged for the rebound against Jared Gutierrez. That was able to keep that ball with San Pedro before they executed that baseline inbound. So, alam mong si Lumbre, he likes to mix it up inside.
And siguro other players were already thinking that they were going to a game 3, but Lumbre and Calooy had other things in mind.
Nice fake. They go to Tulabot. Bibitin na naman. Chester Tulabot gave us a couple of dimes earlier that time around, showing us his athleticism, giving us yet another and one in this quarter.
He's just showing off. You can see they're just showing the hops, going through 2 defenders and still able to finish. I mean, how do you elude defenders in mid-air? And that's exactly what he's doing. He's not using his body. Just great hops for Tulabot.
Still no go on that 3-point play though. Abellar battles his way once again. You know, Miko Abellar, kung ikaw itong makabagong San Juan, you kind of know that when his head's down, isa lang ang gustong gawin ni Miko Abellar.
I don't think he's trying to hide the fact that he just wants to get to the basket, and luckily for him, he's been getting a lot of fouls, and if you're San Juan, tatakamin ka talaga because you see a smaller player trying to barrel his way inside. You know that you can get that block, but they keep on getting more of the shooting arm more than anything.
Baga, tamaan mo ng lahat, no? Wag lang yung shooting arm.
But a wise man, the wisest man I've ever met once said, never hit the shooting arm.
The legend. Missing on both charities though. So leads sila at 10, 42 to 32. Straight away 3 to Labot. And he dials it down from downtown. Chester to Labot, really showing us everything here in the first half.
That's always a big bonus for San Juan when you have Tulabot hitting from the outside. If you're San Pedro, you'd probably just give him that shot.
Lumbre. Metapa by Denver Season.
Lumbre, at that time reminded by Season that I'm the big man here. As you see once again, that jump shot from 3 for Kulabot.
He got 5 3-pointers now para sa Makabagong San Juan. They hit on 4 in our first period.
They did miss their first 3 attempts here in the second quarter from the 3-point area, but Kulabot just one shot to break that missed streak.
Still off on his free throws though. 2 out of 3 in that earlier visit.
I'm pretty sure Calooy appreciates that his teammates are filling in for him as he is still trying to find his rhythm here, his shot. Eventually he's gonna get his points.
There are 3 minutes remaining dito sa ating first half of action. Still a dozen. Hinahabol dito ng San Pedro. Santos from outside. That rattles out. Calooy secures the board. Go ahead to Lumbre. Spin cycle. Couldn't get the bounce.
Sometimes those plays are very low percentage. That time Lumbre going up against 2 defenders from San Juan.
Santos will be called for a traveling violation. That moment hesitation costing him in that instance.
Very important stretch here for San Juan. Sean Lucido getting a rest here with a 12-point advantage for them. Let's see if they can hold on and maybe even increase this lead.
Calooy for 3. Finally, getting one from outside. Sabi mo nga, Makabagong San Juan, this is a very important period para sa kanila to try and preserve that double-digit advantage, although that 3-pointer will cut the lead down to 9. 45-36 as Coach Britt once again will call for this Nature Spring timeout with 2:13 remaining here at the half. (45-36). Makabagong San Juan up by 9 in this best of 3 series sa ating 16 under national finals. Of course, San Pedro Spartans winning yesterday in that game number 1 in overtime, 103-100. Makabagong San Juan. Certainly, this is the start that you are looking for in your attempt to extend this to a game number 3. But
parang hinahatid sa front court.
Villar against Season. Trying to back him down. Gets it to Alcones. Operates inside and will be fouled. Quality minutes dito para kay JD Macalcones.
Right now for San Juan, they will be willing to gamble playing 4-on-4 as long as they get to clamp down on Joko Calooy. So it's an opportunity for the other guys. Alcones here already hit. This is Alcones already with 5 points in the game, make that 6.
In just 6 minutes of action. This is what you want to see. That with Joseph Calooy not yet getting his rhythm or not his usual numbers at least, that there are several players that could literally just chip in. Papa-4, pa-5 to be able to keep itong San Pedro Spartans within striking distance.
Of course, Abellar has already shown that he can put points on the board. Of course, we have Kiefer Panganiban now on the floor for them.
Villar gets a rebound. Now the Krama calling it out para sa Spartans. Alcones asking for it. Steps back for 3. He's feeling it and gets another one. JD Mac Alcones for his second 3 of the ball game. Make that 10 points now, leading all the scorers para sa Spartans.
Looking like dirt on that play.
Donato gets stripped. Abellar has a 3-on-2. Drops it off to Gakrama. Gets the bump. No foul, but nevertheless gets the 2 to cut the lead down to 2, 45-43.
This is what Coach Britt did not want to happen. Now he's forced to try and bring back Sean Lucido in the game.
Calooy will pull up and will get the roll. We're tied at 45. with 29.7 seconds remaining dito sa ating second quarter. As I think a timeout was supposed to be called, but San Juan no longer has any timeouts.
Actually, Coach Britt was asking for a timeout on the previous play. But this gives an opportunity for, I don't think Sean Lucido is allowed to check in because there was supposed to be no dead ball.
And you called it perfectly, Coach Noy, na yung period where Sean Lucido was on the bench. Hindi mo naman pwedeng hindi iupo si Sean Lucido because certainly it is still a long contest, but that literally yung oras na yun, doon biglang humabol itong San Pedro.
That's right, and he came out with about 3 minutes, so if you add halftime, easily about 8 minutes of rest for him.
Sonata for 3, finally! Stops the bleeding para sa Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. And this is one kid, kung may kailangan Robin itong si Sean Lucido, certainly Dwayne Nonato could be that guy. Sa second remaining, Lucido will throw it up. That was an interesting bounce.
But didn't have counted anyway.
It's 48-45 here. At the end of the half, San Juan regaining back the lead after the Spartans were able to tie it at 45 all. And that big run to end the second quarter. Take another look at that three-pointer from Dwayne Nonato. So Nonato has 9 to his name so far, or 6 rather. San Juan would like to extend this to a game number 3. They are up by 3 at the half, 48-45.
That rims out. Aldep keeping it alive. Another and one para kay Aldep.
Lucido, no look pass inside. Season completing the play for Makabagong San Juan.
Straight 3-pointers for the best player of the game in game number 1. A little bit of panic, but then again, only have one ball.
The Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors!
Maybe even enough time for a one-dribble pull up here as that Kaloy has done. For the win! Joko Kaloy! Making up for that free throw miss earlier and will send the San Pedro Spartans to the national finals. What a shot!
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bolanang Pinoy, Don Benito's ang Pambansang Cassava, Nature's Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
Moments away from the second half of action in this game number 2 sa ating 1600 divisions for the national championship. It's Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors 48, San Pedro Spartans 45. It's a great start para dito sa Makabagong San Juan to try and extend this to a rubber match. Joko Kalooy, not quite the production we're expecting from him so far, although he already has 10, nursing that left ankle injury as JD Mac Alcones off the bench. He's really providing that spark para dito sa San Pedro to try and close out this series and secure the Season 2 National Championship. Some statistics dito at the half. Coach Noy, break it down for us.
As you can see, both teams shooting 42% from the field, but San Juan going 18 out of 42, 15 out of 35 for San Pedro. 3-point shooting. Makabagong San Juan, especially in that first quarter, hit 4 out of 8 and has gone 2 out of 9 since, while San Pedro currently very selective with their shots, 3 out of 7. Rebounding going the side of San Juan, 25 to 22. Assist numbers 11 to 4 for Makabagong San Juan. And just to reiterate the quality of competition here between these two teams. Both teams with just 4 turnovers, very impressive for San Juan. They're giving up too many fouls as they've already sent San Pedro to the line 19 times. Luckily for them, itong San Pedro missed 7 of those 19, while San Juan doing a decent job for the free throw line, going 6 out of 10.
And that moment at the end of the second quarter, Coach Noy, tulad nga ng binanggit mo, when Sean Lucido had to take a seat, there was still about 3 minutes left in the quarter. But immediately, San Pedro Spartans sensed that this is that opportunity. Yun yung window na pwede nga sila to take advantage and went on that run. Tied that ball game at 45. It was only Dwayne Nonato that was able to break that momentum, securing that three-pointer before the end of the second.
Well, for Coach Brittany Roma at that point of the game, he wanted to buy some time for Sean Lucido, probably get him to rest for the final 3 minutes of the second quarter, and then the full halftime break. But unfortunately, San Pedro made that run, tied the game at 45. Actually, that three-pointer from Dwayne Nonato just underscores the importance of Sean Lucido, because it was actually Sean Lucido who set up that three for Dwayne Nonato, and that's why they still have a 3-point lead here. And if you're San Juan also, you already, you gave San Pedro your best punch. You created that gap ahead by 9 points already, but all of a sudden, you see San Pedro, they're not gonna give up the fight, because that's what they do. They fight. They are the Spartans, by the way.
They are the Spartans, and sa edad natin, Coach Noy, I think I know what you are referring to. Maybe for the young viewers that we have sa ating Facebook and YouTube streams. Inviting you to watch 300 when you are already eligible to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Third quarter will resume. Would be San Juan getting first crack. Lucido to the lane. Missing on the scoop. Season though. Paints it up once again. Sabi nga sa'yo, Coach Noy, these are the types of baskets where Denver Season will certainly hurt you.
These are the kinds of players that will actually hurt you. They don't need plays to run for them. But on the other side, it's Gakrama hitting a 3.
Way to start that offense para dito kay Gakrama. Already has 7. He could light it up. Lucido couldn't answer. Kapek, makuha ni San Buenaventura. Nonato goes to Lucido. He pulls up off the glass. Not gonna work. Taps it to San Buenaventura for an easy bucket underneath.
That's going to be important for San Juan if they can get Mark San Buenaventura going now with 4 points and 3 rebounds in the game.
Villaro will try from outside. Hits back iron. Lead at 4 para sa Makabagong San Juan. Nonato. Able to elude Panganiban. And will get the scoop to go.
Well, in the last 3 minutes of the second quarter, Coach Britt tried to put the fate of his team in the hands of Dwayne Nonato. But unfortunately, San Pedro was able to make that comeback. And I feel like he's more comfortable sharing the floor with Sean Lucido as opposed to being the primary option offense.
Lead back up to 6, 54 to 48. Nonato, straightaway 3. Too strong. Season trying to keep it alive para sa San Juan, but it go back to the Spartans. Halcones had a couple of threes in the first half. Couldn't hit on that one.
Well, I don't really understand why he hesitated on that when he already has proven that he can hit that 3.
San Juan throws it away. Calooy goes to Gakrama. He attacks. Nice drop pass. Panganiban. Able to carve his way for 2.
you can see right there, he's not the tallest of players. He didn't need to use his vertical to be able to finish. Just readjusted the position in a way where he can get that shot up. Keeper Panganiban now in the game with 6.
The corner they go. Santos swishes that three-pointer to up the lead to 7, 57 to 50.
That time, no one to close out on that shot.
No one closing out on that layup by Gakrama. Sikats the lead down to 5. Gakrama starting to warm up dito sa ating third quarter. 5 points dito sa ating third.
It seems like the scoring for San Pedro has been by committee. In the first half, it was Abellar and Alconis. Right now, it's Gakrama.
Lucido with a pull-up. That's too strong. There's 7 minutes to play with here in the third period. Panganiban against Santos. Hangs in the air and gets the finish. Keeper Panganiban. Back-to-back buckets.
Nothing athletic about that play from Keeper Panganiban. Just the understanding of angles and just being able to get that shot up.
Labanan naman sa tatlo kalamangan dito ng San Juan. Lucido naman ang susubok. And this is a guy you don't leave open. Sean Lucido for another three-pointer. Make that 14 now para kay Sean.
There's absolutely no reason to challenge, to not challenge actually. Sean Lucido from deep.
Lead back to 6. Abellar trying to challenge Season. Gets to the lane and gets another bucket. Miko Abellar plus the foul.
Well, if you're Miko Abellar, you know you have that speed advantage. Make Denver Season use his feet. Season was not even able to challenge that shot. Just enough of a bump to be able to get that foul.
That recognition, enough para dito kay Miko Abellar to use his explosiveness. That first step. And this time will complete the three-point play. The old-fashioned way. But lead still with San Juan, 60 to 57. Take out Nonato. Off to the right. Kaloy tracks down the board. Panganiban looking to challenge Santos. Blows by him. And finishes off the glass.
Just the basketball IQ of this kid, Keeper Panganiban. Able to get that shot off Denver Season.
Lucido with a miss. Takbo tayo sa kabila. Gakrama. Siya naman nalilipad. Too strong. Long rebound. Track down by Calooy. Gakrama steps back for 3. Short.
Was able to drop his defender, but just unable to make that shot.
Lead down to 1 once more. Nonato will be fouled and will get the basket. Dwayne Nonato. Just when you thought he's gonna reset yung offense, no? Wala ang gugulatin. Nandun na ulit sa loob.
Really the understanding. Got Keeper Panganiban sleeping. Able to finish with a foul.
Lead back to 3, 62 to 59. Make that 4 now as Nonato converts on the three-point play. As let's go back muna kay Daphne for a report. Daphne?
Lucido is the man to guard. Tulabot is the guy to shut down underneath the basket. In the halftime, I do agree, Jaime and Coach Noy, na parang by committee ang scoring dito ng San Pedro. Because in that huddle, Kiefer Panganiban was very vocal. Pero para dito kay Lexi Gakrama, he was also given instructions to anticipate their plays so that he could also distribute the ball wisely. Up to this day, Lexi is still feeling under the weather because meron siyang asthma at meron pa rin siyang ubo. But this gunner wants no extension. Today is a big day and tonight, the crown belongs to them. Hi, man, Coach Noy.
Maraming salamat, Daphne. And certainly, if ikaw ang Spartans, all out na. You don't really want to give a mighty squad such as the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors a crack at game number 3.
I think very much appreciated for the side of San Pedro to have a vocal leader in a Keeper Panganiban. For all that he is their top producer, but it doesn't always follow that your leading scorer has to be your leader. That voice can come from somewhere else.
Certainly that voice, yun ang kailangan nilang hanapin dito as Makabagong San Juan creates a separation once again. Back up by 9, 68 to 59. Season couldn't add to it. San Buenaventura though will get the contact to 2 free throws coming para kay San Buenaventura.
Slowly but surely, San Buenaventura is becoming a factor here. Now with 9 rebounds in the game to go with 4 points. Not really, we don't really want him there just for the points, but his activity inside the paint make it difficult for the San Pedro Spartans to grab those rebounds, because this kid just has a knack for that basketball.
Coach Teddy trying to send out some reminders to his players. Opportunity para sa kanila to secure a national championship sa ating 16 under and complete the sweep. Same with what Binyan did earlier sa ating 14 under division and what Palawan would like to do in the 18 under naman. Scalooy goes to Aldep. Go inside, Songko. Shot clock still at 8. Skakrama couldn't finish with the left. Aldep. Put back. Will get the bounce plus the foul.
That's a pretty good rebounding lineup on the floor right now for San Juan. You've got Vito, you've got San Buenaventura, and Tulabot, but San Pedro just finding ways to get those offensive rebounds.
Yung tema pa rin para dito sa San Pedro. It's not just one player that usually it's Joko Caloy that would pour in those points. Aldep has also chipped in 7 after converting on that 3-point play. Gakrama dito sa third quarter has 9 in total as well. Approaching the 3-minute mark dito, Spartans trail by 7.
And if you're San Juan at this stage of the game, you do not want to give up this lead anymore. And that will definitely help.
Whenever Tulabot, Lucido, Nonato is on the floor, iba rin talaga yung production na nakukuha nila. That 3-minute period, Coach Noy, that we were talking about earlier, where all of them were off the floor, doon talaga naglaho yung kanilang kalamangan.
And I don't think Coach Britt will make that gamble once again here. I wouldn't be surprised if San Lucido will have to play the rest of the way.
Roma drops it off. Tulabot once more.
Just imagine having that option underneath, who is always willing and ready to finish inside.
Lumbre able to escape, but overcooks that attempt.
Still an 11-point advantage here for San Juan.
Zipping it inside, Vitog, but a steal para kay Gakrama. Decides to take it all the way and gets the 2 plus the foul. Ano yung tapang ni Gakrama in that instance?
I'd like to see the practices of this San Pedro squad. Whenever anybody puts his head down, he's gonna go straight to the basket. Even it doesn't matter who's in their way. They're just gonna go strong and try to finish.
Trying to keep his team in it. Still down by 9, 73-64. So outside shooting para dito sa Makabagong San Juan has stayed hot. Already at 9 3-pointers. As off the ball, a foul will be whistled here. Will be against Songko. That will be 4 now on Songko.
Both teams still with a foul to give.
Trying to clarify because even in our sheets, it appears to be his 3rd. But I did hear that he already has 4. There, they corrected it for their 3rd team foul as well. Tulabot against Gakrama. A blow by, but the layup maybe babied it a bit.
Maybe he was a little too high for his own good. Something that we don't have a problem with.
Songko misses from outside. Lucido adds another rebound. Make that 5 now para kay Sean. And he decides to take it all the way. Ayaw. Songko looking to run it para sa Spartans. They have the numbers. They go to Abiliar. Now Lumbre. Almost losing the basketball. Tuluyan na nga na mata-turnover here para sa Spartans. Wasted opportunity here para sa San Pedro.
Coach Rick Roma takes out Sean Lucido, brings Dwayne Onato back on the floor. Let's see now how San Juan will react to this ploy in the last minute and 12 remaining in the third.
At least hindi na 3 minutes ngayon na Coach Noy. 1 minute na lang yung iyong tatry habulin. As to Labot will miss from outside. Lumbre, a bit too fast for his own good.
And whenever you go too fast, that's when you make those mistakes.
Onato challenges Lumbre. Tough shot. Aldep, high up for that board. Abiliar goes to Gakrama, pulling up for 3. That's off. Onato says, let's slow it down.
At least for San Juan, they've been making some stops here, even if they're not scoring.
In the corner, Roma. Look at that rebound from San Buenaventura, but unfortunately, will fall to the baseline and ball goes back to the Spartans.
But still, that's a kind of effort that you need from Mark San Buenaventura. It was really quiet in game 1, only finishing with a point and 3 rebounds, averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds, but right now 5 and 9.
About a 2-second shot clock, game clock difference. Songko for 3. Masyadong malakas. Rebound battle, it will stay with the Spartans and they could hold for the last shot.
They bring in their biggest gun. Joko Kaloy back in the game. San Juan with still a foul to give. And Sean Lucido back in the game for this defensive stop.
Go outside, Panganiban. Asking for a pick from Aldep. 8 seconds to work with. They go to Abiliar for 3. And he knocks it down. Migo Abiliar. Badly needed 3 to cut the lead down to 5. Sean Lucido will be fouled, but regardless, I don't believe that will be free throws para kay Sean Lucido unless they would say he was taking an attempt.
That just might be a good foul there by Kiefer Panganiban.
They might have to take another look just to make sure, but nevertheless, it's 73-68. Still a 5-point advantage para dito sa Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. They're putting a great fight. Looking to extend this to a rubber match. Kiefer Panganiban, San Pedro Spartans trying to change that story, but to Labot, Lucido, hot from outside. Trying to keep Makabagong San Juan alive. They are up by 5, 73-68 at the end of the third. We're on to the final 10 minutes of action. Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. This is the position that you want to be against the San Pedro Spartans after getting that defeat yesterday in overtime, 103-100. Despite the several attempts of the San Pedro Spartans to create the lead and pull away, Makabagong San Juan, time and time again, able to weather the storm and now up by 5 for the final 10 minutes.
Going to be really important how both of these teams start off here in the fourth quarter. If you're San Juan, you do not want this game to be close because San Pedro has already proven that they can hang with you in those close matchups. But for San Pedro, you know that you just keep hanging around because you have enough of the psychological advantage to know that you can pull off a win in a close game.
Abiliar will tie us at 73 as the Spartans kind of sensing it. This is another deadlock.
You like just how confident he takes those shots.
Onato will misfire. This is Panganiban. Onato will be called for a blocking foul. This would be a good test para dito sa Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. whenever San Pedro Spartans will go on this type of run, able to tie the ball game or take the lead momentarily, nakukuha din naman agad nitong Makabagong San Juan. Saldep will be called for that over-the-back foul.
You expected that heat check coming from Nico Abellar. He's already hit back-to-back threes. And on the catch and shoot, I think one of the quickest triggers on that San Pedro lineup is Nico Abellar.
We got 5 3-pointers now, or 6 rather, para sa Spartans. Almost a steal. Lucido goes to Nonato, attacks the baseline. Short on the layup, San Buenaventura, blocked by Aldep. Kaloy will save it to Panganiban. Gakrama doesn't have the numbers, decides to pull it back. Go to Abellar once again, this time he'll attack, and will get the finger roll.
He has been that spark plug for San Pedro all game long. Nico Abellar now with 20 in the game.
And it gives the lead back to the Spartans, 75-73. Tulabot. Now going cold itong Makabagong San Juan from beyond the arc.
Right now you'd like San Juan to be a little more patient. You can't knock out San Pedro with just one blow.
As Gakrama will up the lead to 5. Alexi Stephen Gakrama here in the second half has come alive. Has 17 of his own. Under 8 minutes remaining here in our fourth period. Take another look at that sweet-looking stroke from Stephen Gakrama. Takes a look at his left hand, wondering why that shot went in. As the Spartans are up by 5, 78-73, we have this Nature Spring timeout. .58 remaining in the contest. Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors now on the back foot, led by 5 in the beginning of our fourth quarter, but a 10-0 blast para sa San Pedro Spartans has given them this 5-point advantage.
Well, I felt like San Juan was just not able to sense the momentum swing, and San Pedro just coming out with a lot more energy here, looking to put the game away early.
Lucido finally getting the first 2 para sa San Juan here in the fourth. Lead down to 3.
Well, it's one thing to take the lead over San Juan, but it's another thing to try to put them away.
Aldep will hit on that 3-pointer using the window. Napangiti na lang dito si Aldep.
I mean, it doesn't matter if that's on purpose or not, as long as it goes in.
Gets a block against Tulabot.
Now you need someone from San Juan to actually settle the troops, because right now they look dazed and confused.
One of Daphne's favorite songs. Abellar gets another 3-pointer. What's happening to the Spartans? They're red hot.
And San Juan right now, even the bench, they don't know what's happening.
Lucido will misfire to Labot, flying for that board, and the Spartans will be called for a personal. 3-pointers falling often para sa Spartans. Abellar with a couple. Gakrama had one of his own. Aldep off the glass. Papaulan dito ang San Pedro Spartans in the fourth. They try to protect this 9-point advantage. Lucido with a pick and roll with Season. Gets a scoop and the bucket. Plus the foul. Sean Lucido just might have to call his own number to try and pull Makabagong San Juan to get this victory.
Well, he's been very content trying to let his teammates do the scoring for him. But when push comes to shove, you know, the biggest gun here for the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors will need to take this game over.
22 now para kay Lucido. Panganiban Couldn't finish. Long rebound. He still gets it. Kaloy now. Stepping back. That's no go.
And the best part about this run for San Pedro, Calooy hasn't scored.
This guy has scored a bunch. Sean Lucido, a personal 5-0 run to cut the lead down to 4, 84-80. As hot as the shooting is para dito sa San Pedro Spartans, now up by just 4 with 6:09 remaining dito sa ating fourth quarter. Sean Lucido trying to carry the Makabagong San Juan to victory and stretch this to a game number 3 as we have another Nature Spring timeout. (84-80), Makabagong San Juan behind the efforts of Sean Lucido on this 5-0 blast. Looking to trim this lead down even further, but the Spartans, ito na yung kalamangan hinahanap nila. But they weren't able to break through earlier. Chance to protect and secure this championship as Gakrama stays hot here in the second half. For Gakrama, that's 19 now.
And they've really taken this game over everybody else aside from Calooy, who only has 10 points.
Nato will be fouled. 2 free throws coming up. They were calling for Makabagong San Juan kanina, Coach Noy, to try to be more patient in terms of what they're trying to execute. Because it feels like sumasabay sila dito sa pace na gusto nitong San Pedro.
And with that momentum swing going the way of San Pedro, what you do to try and alleviate that momentum is to try to slow things down. You still have Sean Lucido who can break down the defense of San Pedro and just try to let San Pedro feel that you're trying to slow the game down and force them also to play in the half court.
Alcones checks back in para sa Spartans. Played excellent, especially in that first half. Villar to muscle his way inside once more. He'll miss on that layup, but Sonko gives them another opportunity. Gakrama, pull up, knocks it down. Steven Gakrama, 21 now.
So it's really contrasting right now. When if you're San Pedro, all you want to do is stop Sean Lucido. If you're San Juan, you do not know who to stop from the side of San Pedro.
Nato, miss on that 3. Tulabot will get the roll.
Yet another effort play coming from Chester. Tulabot now with 19 points and 7 rebounds.
Yun yung gusto mo namang mapaisip itong San Pedro that it's not just Sean Lucido you have to worry about.
Well, that's something that San Juan has to prove at this point.
Aloy, just 4 to shoot. Gakrama has to put it up. Does so. That's short. Better defense there para sa Makabagong San Juan.
That's a great stop for San Juan, but they need to convert on the other end.
If you need to convert, you can't go wrong by giving it to Sean Lucido. Lead is down to just 2, 88-86. The Mighty Warriors knocking at the door.
I don't think there's a clearer marching order right now for San Juan. You need points on the offensive end. Just give it to Sean Lucido.
Villar once again gets the contact. 2 more free throws coming up para kay Miko Villar.
I keep wondering where is the energy coming from for Miko Villar. He's been hitting from the outside. He started this game just trying to put his head down and get free throws. Just showing the full bag right now on how scorers score. I mean, if you want to learn how to put points on the board, watch how Miko Villar has just managed to get 24 points now in this game. He's done it in so many ways, in so different ways. Just very effective and very efficient.
Hits on both charities to make it a 2-possession ball game. 90-86. Under 4 minutes to play with. Here in our final quarter. Nonato, spin cycle, a bit too deep.
Well, if you're San Pedro, you don't mind Dwayne Nonato trying to take over the offense of San Juan.
Alcones with a pull-up. That rims out. Sonko, another offensive rebound. The smallest guy on the court. Hand off to Gakrama. Just 5 to shoot. Pulls up for 3. That's short.
Better job contesting right now for the side of San Juan.
Lucido once again against every Spartan he says.
Everyone knows what he's trying to do, and Alcones was right there in the middle. Didn't matter for Sean Lucido.
28 para kay Sean Lucido. Lead down to 2. Villar gets a pick from Alcones. He will pull up for 3. That's too strong. Rebounded by Lucido. Goes to Dwayne. There's a lot of time left on their shot clock. Lucido gets the ball from Nonato. Looking to attack once again. This time will pull up. And will get the bounce. Sean Lucido. It's been all the Sean Lucido show dito sa fourth quarter para sa Makabagong San Juan.
Well, it looks like it's Sean Lucido versus the entire Spartan squad on the floor.
What an ending. 90-90. Approaching the 2-minute mark dito sa ating ball game. Gakrama against Nonato. Just 4 to shoot. And will get the contact. It's the 3rd team foul para dito sa Makabagong San Juan.
Well, I sense like when you were mentioning the score and the time remaining, I feel like we're suggesting something.
Well, huwag ka nang lumayo, Coach Noy. This game went into overtime yesterday. Really not a lot separating both these teams, and it has been a game of runs.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna repeat something, try to do something better. Maybe make it double.
Kaloy! Hasn't had the best game, but pag ganitong oras na, this is a guy that you can count on para sa San Pedro Spartans.
He seemed like a forgotten man here in the 4th quarter, and if you're San Juan, that's cardinal sin number 1. Never forget about Joko Kaloy.
The 16-under MVP. Couldn't complete the 3-point play, so lead at 2, 92-90. As the last 2 minutes echoes the University of Perpetual Help here in Las Piñas, brought to us by Extreme. One-stop shop appliances. Lucido kick out to Nonato for 3. Too strong. Falls on the hands of Season. No go. Ayaw pa rin on the 3rd serving. To Labot. Will head to the line for 2 for a chance to tie it at 92.
And these two guys have kept San Juan in it. I mean, aside from the scoring of Sean Lucido, the rebounding might of these two guys, Season and Tulabot. And Tulabot has an opportunity now to tie the ball game at 92. Making sure that his hands are dry, uses the shirt of Coach Britre Roma to wipe it off.
So Aldep was called for that foul. Villar trying to claim that it was his. Dahil Aldep will be committing his 5th and final foul, so no more Raymond Andre Aldep para sa San Pedro for the last minute and 42 of this game, and possibly beyond.
I don't mind. But Aldep will foul out with 10 points and 8 rebounds.
But that extra interior defender para dito nga sa San Pedro Spartans will sorely be missed, although JD Mac Alcones has had a tremendous performance in this game number 2. As to Labot will miss on the 2nd. Santos though will keep it alive. Trying to get it to a friend. Finds Nonato. Shot clock at 7. He attacks. Blocked by Kaloy.
Interesting how Sean Lucido did not get the basketball on that play.
Spartans Trying to build on this 1-point lead. 1 and 20 remaining. Gakrama against Nonato. It's a pick from Calooy. Shot clock down to 5. Nice fake as Lombre gives them a 3-point lead.
It's the little guys conniving on that play.
Not the best foul there given up by Joko Calooy. Penalty na sila dito. Sean Lucido will be awarded 2 free throws.
See right there, that's miscommunication on the side of San Juan. Can always be jumping to try and contest a shot. Sometimes all you have to do is just stay vertical and just stay in front.
Much like that game yesterday, Coach Noy, this game could just come down to free throws.
It's going to depend on which team will do better. So far, San Pedro 17 out of 25. San Juan 14 out of 20.
Lucido calmly sinks both charities. He now has a 30-piece. Gakrama able to escape Lucido. Couldn't finish with the left. Opportunity para sa Makabagong San Juan to take the lead back. They go to Tulabot. Pass para kay Season. Almost stolen by Abellar, but he ran out of room. So it will stay with the Mighty Warriors on the baseline with still 16 seconds on their shot clock. Coach Britt would look to draw something up. Take the lead back to put San Juan in possession to give us another game soon for game number 3 as we have this Nature Spring timeout. Last 45.4 seconds of this ball game. It's 94-93. The San Pedro Spartans still holding on to this 1-point advantage against the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. Coach Britt calling for this Nature Spring timeout. Coach Noy, I mean, I'd like to assume they will go to Sean Lucido, but ano pa yung pwede mong hanapin dito if ikaw ang Makabagong San Juan?
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with you. You put the ball in the hands of Sean Lucido, but you should have like Nonato spotting up probably in the corner or maybe a drop pass into 2 very efficient finishers inside in Season and Tulabot.
Tulabot taps it to Nonato. Will reset to Sean as an offensive foul will be called here against Dwayne Nonato. That's a big call.
Off the handoff, Dwayne Nonato stuck his behind out. And that will be the 5th personal foul too of Dwayne Nonato. As you can see right there on the handoff. Turns his back. He moved into the defender. And they call a technical foul on head coach Vitri Roma. So that will be, that's 3 free throws. Because San Juan in the penalty.
If it was an offensive foul, then no free throws,
no free throws, I'm sorry.
Yet. But Calooy able to hit on the technical free throw of the complaint nga na technical. Coach Britt disagreeing with that earlier whistle.
That's okay though, because it's still one possession ball game. You make the stop, you have an opportunity to tie on the other end, but the problem is Reyno Nonato no longer on the floor, so it's gonna have to be Sean Lucido taking that ball and just playing point guard at this stage.
Just 35 seconds remaining. It's Gakrama against Lucido. Been quite a matchup, especially here in the second half. Calooy now. Fighting over that screen was Lucido, causing that turnover as Calooy will turn it over. So they could take another look just to make sure that that ball indeed was last touched by Joko.
There's a review of the last offense play. Both teams are boxing.
Yeah, it did hit the foot of Joko Kaloy. I don't think they need to review this any further. That was very clear on that first delivery.
Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors will call for another Nature Spring timeout with only 24.4 seconds. You could argue that the shot clock could be off. Depends where they inbound the basketball. And with the absence of Nonato, you still have Lucido. And down by just 2. What would you look to execute now if ikaw si Coach Britt?
Yeah, first things first, I think I saw Coach Britt pointing towards the front court. So they will inbound the ball in front. So they will have 14 seconds to work with. I don't think you have to dilly-dally anymore. Just get the ball into Sean Lucido. Maybe work a pick and roll with either Season or maybe even Tulabot. Just see what matchups you'd want to exploit. Maybe get a switch that would be favorable to Sean Lucido. I mean, you don't need to go for the 3, but if that shot is available, why not just go for the win?
3-pointers have eluded itong Makabagong San Juan here in the fourth quarter. Napako na sila to 9 conversions.
And it has actually been San Pedro has made the 3-pointers late. San Juan very much still in this ball game.
Di Santos inbounding. Immediately, they go to Sean Lucido. Lumbre will make the switch, and he attacks Lumbre. Trying to drop it off to Season. Loose ball, it will go to Kaloy. And they have to foul. They need to foul. Abiliar holding on. And Season will be called for the personal.
Oh! 8-second shot clock violation. 8-second backcourt violation. That was a very good call actually for the referees. This was something that we weren't looking at anymore. Now, interesting if San Juan will actually just try to go for the win.
So only 7.6 seconds remaining. Makabagong San Juan has another opportunity to send this to overtime or possibly secure the victory. Lucido, only 5 now. 3 seconds to Labot to the lane for 2. And we are tied at 95. With 1.4 seconds remaining, everyone was looking dito kay Sean Lucido. And Chester to Labot. When he got that basketball, making sure. And I am smelling another 5 minutes dito, Coach Noy.
I wouldn't be surprised, and as I said earlier, I don't mind, but that time Sean Lucido using the attention that he's getting and actually able to set up Tulabot, who did not hesitate to just rise up and go for that basket.
Well, nothing too fancy. Just wanting to tie this ball game. We are tied at 95. Another high-scoring ball game we're seeing here. We finished game number 1, 103-100. We're close to the century mark now, 1.4. Dito naman para sa San Pedro. Of course, Joko Kaloy has found himself in a similar situation. Ano naman nahanapin mo dito if ikaw si Coach Teddy?
Or you could use him as a decoy if you're Makabagong San Juan. Be wary of anything happening on the back door. This is enough time for alley-oop play or even a catch and shoot at this stage. So right now, the last thing that you want also if you're San Juan is to commit a foul because both teams are already in the penalty as San Pedro actually has another timeout to burn. And they call that one.
Para mapag-usapan nga ulit, just really taking as much time as they could because this play might just give them the national championship. Leading the series, of course, 1-0. Makabagong San Juan looking for that rubber match. But this possession, the biggest of the entire season para dito sa 16-under team ng San Pedro Spartans. So Joseph Calooy, yun nga, napag-uusapan nga natin, not the performance that we're kind of accustomed to para sa kanya. But Abellar and Gakrama, both with 20 plus points dito. Abellar with 25, Gakrama with 21. Could be the players that they go to in this final possession.
Well, come to think of it, I'm a very sentimental basketball fan. Joko Calooy got you this far. He got you here to the national finals with a buzzer beater. Why not, despite all the struggles, the injuries and everything, it would just be fitting if he gets a chance to actually win the game once again for San Pedro and probably deliver a national championship.
1.4 seconds remaining. Sabellar inbounding the basketball. Alcones, Calooy, Gakrama, and Panganiban on the floor para sa Spartans. Pass deflected. As Season comes up with it. Spartans won't be able to execute. Not even an attempt. As Makabagong San Juan, Mighty Warriors will still have 5 more minutes to try and get that victory and extend this to a game number 3. And back-to-back games tayo dito, Coach Noy, where the Spartans and the Mighty Warriors will find themselves in overtime. That was that basket para kay Tulabot to tie the ball game at 95 all. At dyan nga matatapos ang ating regulation. 5 more minutes sa aming pagbabalik. About to begin overtime dito sa University of Perpetual Help in Las Piñas. We're still watching game number 2 of our 16 under national finals. Spartans leading the series 1 game to none. Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors found a way in that end of the 4th quarter, even without Dwayne Nonato, to tie the ball game at 95 and buy themselves an extra 5 minutes.
And with the way the first 2 games have gone into overtime, I think they should make a decision right now and extend this to a best of 7.
And again, I wouldn't mind.
Imagine 7 games of overtime games. This would be fun to watch, and I'm pretty sure other members of the panel who are watching right now really enjoying the action. Coach Mark, Joel, Eman, I believe they're very happy and to see us working this game.
You were due. I think that's what they would likely be saying. Sabi mo na wala na yung curse. And what a time for it to come in game number 2 of our national finals. Abellar through traffic couldn't convert. Lucido gets inside. Short. San Buenaventura though, able to give them another possession. To Labot. They rotate it. To Lucido. To Labot once more. Too strong. Gets his own miss. Ayaw pa din. But Season finally finding the bucket para sa San Juan.
Once again, it's the effort, guys. To Labot and Season conniving. Season now with 13 points and 13 rebounds.
Makabagong San Juan securing the lead once again. But Gakrama says, let me take that back.
It's a big time shot coming from Gakrama now with 24 in the game. Right now we're just spewing out numbers. Just an amazing action we're seeing on the floor.
Buong loob eh. Santos couldn't answer. Look at Tulabot, higher for that board, but might have been too high for his own good. Spartans up by 1. Songko into attack. San Buenaventura. A bit too tight, but able to fish for that foul.
Interesting how it's so scoreless so far in the game. All of a sudden just puts the ball on the floor and goes straight up. It looks like he's hurt. I don't think that's going to stop him from taking his free throws.
Imagine that. You mentioned scoreless. Ito si Carl Songko throughout the ball game so far. But when he had that opportunity, no hesitation. And hits on the first.
like these kinds of players in overtime. You put your head down and attack the defense, not afraid of getting to the free throw line. Ang buwang loob.
Knocks them both. 100 to 97 now. Abante ang San Pedro. Go inside to Season. Short stab. That's too strong. Second opportunity. They pull it back. To Labot. Zips it inside. Blocked. Kaloy doing it on the defensive end. But Makabagong San Juan will keep it on the baseline.
And the referees do need to check this. I think they're going to warn San Pedro for improper bench decorum.
It's a great block from Kaloy. In the absence of Aldep, kailangan doble kahit na rin yung ibang players dito. To Labot for 3. Couldn't answer. As Apeliar embraces the board.
Right now, I think San Pedro very comfortable giving the ball to Gakrama and run the offense.
Getting the pick from Alcones. Trying to elude to Labot. But to Labot almost coming up with a steal. A jump ball will be called. It will stay with San Pedro.
It's almost coming to a point for the San Pedro offense where they're waving off Joko, Kaloy, everybody just wanting to embrace the big moment. But you'd like to get Kaloy a touch here.
2:38. 4 seconds left. Kick out. Kaloy for 3. That's off. Look at Songko fighting for that basketball. But shot is short. Would have been wiser to pull it out.
Yep, so Labot is hurt. Not sure, but no, I thought he was bleeding. It looks like he got hurt in the eye. And he doesn't want to be checked by our medics because if he got checked, he will need to sub out.
Got it out, Chester.
I'm gonna make sure I play the last 2 and 26 minutes. 2 and 26.
Kailangan siya dito, certainly. Para sa Makabagong San Juan. Still down by 3.
Would it be just poetic if he hits a 3?
Lucido through the lane once more. Made that 32 now para kay Sean. Just nonchalantly walking through the lane.
Everyone was right there in the lane for San Pedro, but no one there to actually challenge that shot by Lucido.
Last 2 minutes once again. Echoes dito sa ating University of Perpetual Help in Las Piñas, brought to us by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. San Buenaventura overshoots. Battle for the board. It will come up with Sean Lucido. Drop pass to the reverse to Labot. Ayaw. Would be Kaloy coming up with it. And he takes it all the way.
This was a player who severely sprained his ankle in the first quarter, showing that he can still run.
So a one-possession ball game, 102 to 99. Santos goes to San Buenaventura. Shot clock down to 8. Lucido will pull up for 3. That's too strong. Abeliar another board. That rebound number 9 para kay Miko. Krama once again directing the offense here para sa Spartans. Alcones takes a peek at the clock. Goes to Joko. Outside to Gakrama. Just 5 to shoot now. Pulls up for 3. And he will get the bounce! Stephen Gakrama! Gives the Spartans a 6-point lead. 105 to 99. Down on the floor. Might be suffering from cramps here, Coach Noy.
Yeah, most definitely suffering from cramps, but he started reacting right after that shot went up. I don't think he even saw that ball go in, and he's walking already.
Ayaw din magpasang, Coach Noy.
He was grimacing in pain before that basket went in.
What a performance for Alexei Stephen Gakrama. 27 big points. No bigger than this three-pointer right here. He will get it to trickle in. Cramps, well worth it. As we have another Nature Spring timeout. Makabagong San Juan, still 56.5 seconds. But this is kind of where you feel like you miss the presence of Dwayne Nonato. And we haven't even mentioned yung inavailability ni Rob Celis. That stability na nabibigay nila whenever you try to execute on your offense.
Yeah, that's right. And obviously everybody in the building knows that this ball will go into the hands of Sean Lucido. I mean, for all the predictability has been very hard to stop, but you'd like to have had those options in Nonato and Celis.
Chance of defense coming from the Spartan bench. Get it to Season, now Santos. Shot clock is down to 7. He attacks. High off the glass, no go. Tap will go to Lucido. A second to shoot, puts it up. That's way off. The shot clock will expire. Sean Lucido, you really couldn't blame him. Has done everything here para sa Mighty Warriors. But his team still down by 6.
That's the kind of defensive possessions that wins you championships. And Pedro just able to snuff any kind of opportunity there for San Juan.
Kakrama once again, shorten that layup. As Abellar comes up with a steal.
Right now they need to foul if they want to force a game 3.
Abellar to the lane once more and gets the layup to go. Miko Abellar, 27 as well for him.
All game long, he has made the biggest shots.
Asonko will put the finishing touches with 9.6 seconds remaining. Now a 10-point lead para sa San Pedro Spartans as the celebrations begin. The San Pedro Spartans are your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL 16 under national champions.
In the end, just too many weapons for San Pedro. I mean, Sean Lucido already scoring 22 points. 22 points come to lab, but still not enough for San Juan as Gakrama. These are not the usual guys that you'd expect to be carrying San Pedro offensively. Gakrama will finish with 27. Abellar will finish with 27. Kalooy, subpar performance, but he was hurt pretty much the rest of the ball game. But oh my, just the shots that San Pedro was making in the end game, the lucky bounce from Gakrama, and just the way Abellar was able to find an angle to even get that shot up and even goes in.
Para sa Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors, was a great run in their inaugural season dito sa ating Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Of course, team owner Renren Ritualo, the owner of the year, Coach Britt, certainly proud of his boys. Yung nga, kinulang lang talaga sa dulo.
Yeah, in the end, really, if you're San Juan, you didn't want to go into another overtime game because, you know, confidence-wise, San Pedro always has, you know, the ability to...
Pedro Spartans, back-to-back victories, 1-1 overtime last night. And what's another overtime na makakakuha na naman sila ng panalo dito? And a way to end their season.
This kind of experiences just makes these players very hungry. And, you know, during the off-season, they will keep on working and just really ran into a very determined San Pedro squad. They were pretty much, you know, trailing for most of the game. So eventually figured things out in the fourth quarter. Even then, San Juan was able to still force the game into overtime. Just really ran out of steam and ran out of firepower and manpower in overtime.
Certainly could hold their heads up high talking about the Makabagong San Juan Mighty Warriors. But this night belongs to the San Pedro Spartans, a 16 under team. Ang dami rin pinagdahanan. Wasn't kind of a rocky season or yung kanilang elimination round. Had some games where, you know, they would win easy. But amongst the top teams, they would fall short. But when the playoff came around, they were able to figure it out. Coach Teddy, Coach James, Coach Chico Tan, of course, they're trying to will their boys into make that deep playoff push. And now they find themselves our Season 2 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL National Champion.
And really just an impressive showing for all the teams actually, but in the end you only can crown one champion, and San Pedro finished the eliminations at 10-1, tied with Las Piñas. Got all the way here to the championship. Joko Calooy was undoubtedly the main player, the featured player for San Pedro, but in the end, it was everybody just chipping in, just making this team easily the best team here in the 16 and under division of Season 2 of Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL.
And you did call for a committee approach para nga dito sa San Pedro Spartans that they can rely on if Joko Calooy wouldn't have the similar game or a similar performance that we're accustomed to seeing para dito kay Joseph Calooy. But it was just not just several players na nag-chip in. Sobra-sobra pa yung binigay ni Miko Abellar and ito ni Alexis Stephen Gakrama.
And the best part about it, we were asking for committee scoring to be able to fill in the gaps if Calooy wouldn't be able to get back into the ballgame. He stayed in the ballgame. He was still able to play, but that scoring by committee still very much effective as in the end, San Juan did not know who to stop, and in the end, they just didn't know what to do anymore.
The Spartans still celebrating here in our front half court, and they will be with our Daphne Cristobal for our awarding. Ibabalik po ang inyong Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL for game number 3, the 18-under matchup of Rizal Switch Fiber and ang Palawan Urich Builders.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national finals in the 16-under division. Let's give them a round of applause. San Pedro Spartans!
Kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Huge congratulations again for our 16-under national finals. And of course, from manning the South Division this time, not settling for less, but syempre also here in the national finals. First of all, congratulations as well dahil right now on my left side, pinupulikat pa right after that confetti. Lexi Gakrama, you scored massive points on this game, 27 big points. At dahil dyan, ikaw ang ating finals MVP! And to award the trophy, we have here our commissioner, Mr. Keith Picasso. So Lex, last night pinag-uusapan din natin, you were feeling under the weather, masama na yung pakiramdam mo, you were having cramps. Pero I want to repeat the same question I asked last night. What is the heart of a champion?
Yung pinakita po namin kanina, yun po yung heart of champion. Kahit po pinupulikat na po, laban pa rin. Si Joe, marami po sa amin may sakit. Kahit si Joe po, natapilok na kanina, laban pa rin.
Indeed, and without any excuses, nag-pay off yon. Lexi, meron ka bang gustong pasalamatan? Batiin ngayon yung family mo, laging nakasuporta sa'yo.
Thank you po kay Lord sa pagdala sa amin dito sa championship and for this opportunity and for giving us this championship. Second po sa coaches, kay Coach Ted, kay Coach James po, kay Coach James, and sa mga coaches po, and sa Versosa family po, and to my parents na lagi nandyan, nakasuporta, and sa mga kapatid ko po na nanood dito, and to my teammates, yun lang po.
Once again, that's Lexi Gakrama, our finals MVP, the fearless guy who led the way para dito sa San Pedro Spartans. Of course, on my right side is their head coach, Coach Teddy Polinga. Coach, congratulations to you at syempre sa team San Pedro Spartans. Coach, first gusto ko pong pag-usapan yung naging six-man po ninyo, which is yung family, yung supporters po ng team San Pedro Spartans.
Yeah. We'd like to thank all the parents and the family members of all my wonderful and very skilled players. Without your support, these kids wouldn't be here. These kids wouldn't be playing the games of their lives in this wonderful league. So, salamat sa lahat ng mga parents and supporters. kayo yung number one reason bakit nandito yung mga anak ninyo, bakit sila naglalaro ng ganyan. Salamat.
Coach, for my second question, what do you think was the key kung bakit po you didn't guys extend this into game number 3 pero ngayon, kahit dalawang overtime pa, you still guys managed to get this victory?
It's not every day that you get an opportunity like this. So when we won game 1, I know we had the advantage. And we held on to that advantage by execution, by teamwork. I'm just very grateful because in the game of basketball, you never really know what's gonna happen. And this is all God's, God wills this win. Without God, we're nothing. Thank you, Lord, for this wonderful victory.
Coach, baka meron pa po kayong gustong pahabol na mga taong papasalamatan or babatiin po ngayon?
Sa lahat ng mga pamilya namin, my partner, Catherine, my son, Maceo, who's watching right now. You guys are my inspiration. Sa lahat ng bumubuo ng San Pedro Spartans, the Versosa family, our owner, Michelle and Jen Versosa, Tagudinilo Cosur, Vice Mayor Evangeline Versosa, Mayor June Versosa, I want to thank my coaches, my fellow coaches. It's all a team effort, gaya ng sabi ko sa inyo. Ang dami pa akong kailangan matutunan, mas magaling sila sa akin. Teamwork lang talaga, may mga nakikita ako, may mga nakikita sila. Nagtutulungan lang kami. Tapos yung mga players ko for choosing San Pedro. You could have chosen to play somewhere else, but you chose to be here. San Pedro Alabang family, our Red Caps family, sa lahat ng bumubuo ng liga na to, maraming salamat.
Once again, that's head coach Teddy Polinga of the 16 under our champions, San Pedro Spartans. And of course, to award our championship trophy, kasama po natin ngayon ang ating commissioner, Mr. Keith Picasso, and our executive director, Mr. J.R. Navarro.
Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan nito. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ng mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ng mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod.
Once again, let's give them a round of applause for our national finals in the 16 under division, San Pedro Spartans.
Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ng mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bolanang Pinoy, Don Benitos ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for pound fitness, pound active. Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club. Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle.
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Winford Resort and Casino,